Hi, it's John Cronshaw here with my author diary for the weekend in August the 3rd, 2025. Can't believe we're at August already. That is insane. I've had a busy week. It is the summer holidays for my son, but my son is in Denmark right now. So he went away at the weekend, on Monday, early Monday morning, to go to Denmark to compete in the youth games with his karate. So he is currently competing, doing kumite, which is like sparring, fighting, and kata and all this stuff. So yeah, he's in a different country, which is crazy, and it's kind of like, I think really it's the longest he's been. He's spent night away, like gone on a school trip or whatever, and been away for a few days with grandma and things. But this is probably the longest he's been away from us. It's a bit weird, a bit quiet in the house. But it's I've seen the photos. It looks like he's having a great time, and watched a little bit of him doing his fighting, winning a fight this morning. So that is amazing. He's been just he's done quite a lot to get there in terms of like fundraising and stuff like that. So really proud of him, and hopefully he will do well. And even if he doesn't, it's just getting there is amazing. In terms of writing, I finished the book that I'm calling The Silent Watcher, which is basically the first standalone novel in this Ravenglass Guardians series. So this is, best way to describe it is kind of like, how you get gaslamp fantasy. This is a gaslighting fantasy. So it's very much a psychological thriller in the Ravenglass universe. Nobledark. Just really kind of lots of paranoia and tense writing, I would say. I really enjoyed doing this one. The fact that it took me 4 weeks to do is less than that, actually, because I finished it on Wednesday. So basically 3.5 weeks to write a 57,000 word novel. So that is really good. Basically averaging about 3,000 words a day. And so, dictating it in the morning, going over it in the afternoon, and I have now sent it to some alpha readers. So they will give me feedback on the story, hopefully. They will tell me probably, whether it works, whether it sucks. Because it is a little bit different to stuff I've done before. Real kind of, I've leaned into the tone, that dark, brooding tone. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how my readers react. And, my alpha readers who I've sent this to have read a lot of my stuff. So a little bit nervous, but we'll see. So if you're not familiar with the idea of an alpha reader, so you get, you might have heard of beta readers. So these are usually people who will read a book after it's been, gone through, it's basically ready for the editor. Let's say this is like, I need to do probably another draft, and it is a bit rough around the edges, probably a bit ropey, but I just want people to look at the kind of bigger picture. Anything where it's just like, John, this doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Anything like that. Whether the story works, that kind of thing. Whether the ending works, because I think it is a bit of a different type of ending to what I would usually do. So I'm just like, I just want to test it out on readers who know my stuff. So that is what I'm doing. In terms of reading, I'm reading, what is it? I think it's called Deathfire by, it's part of the Horus Heresy series. So it's like book 30 something, 37 maybe, I don't know. Just, I don't know about this one. This one's it's fine. It's like some of these books in this series are just like, oh, we needed to get a book out. I'm about halfway through, so maybe it'll pick up. Don't know. But there's not much in it so far that is grabbing me. So what else? So next week then. This morning I started the next book. I started what I'm going to call The Sentinel's Mercy, I think. That's the working title. But it's basically, this first book was about the Watchers in the Guardians. This next book is going to be about the Sentinels. So I've got the first chapter done of that. And yeah, I'm just going to keep writing it and just keep. I've got 7 books that I want to do in this series, each focused on a faction of the Guardians, a path of the Guardians. So if you're familiar with my stuff, then these are like the Watchers, Seekers, Keepers, Inquisitors, Apothecaries, Shadows, that kind of thing. So Sentinels is the next one I'm going to do. And yeah, I've got my outline. I know where the story's going to go. Again, it's a standalone. It is a standalone, but there's kind of a bigger meta story being told about a schism in the Guardians. And there'll be some familiar characters. Sure you can guess who they are. And it's set like 100 years after the events of Ravenglass Legends. So yeah, it's good. I like the stories that I'm coming up with for this one. And I think there's a lot of scope, a lot of potential for this to be just something a bit different, a bit interesting. And because it's standalones, you can come in at any point, read any of the stories that you find intriguing. And when I release them, like I've finished this draft, but I'm not going to release them until they're all written, a bit like I did with the Ravenglass Throne stuff. So yeah, I'll just see how that goes, and get them done. And what is it? Yeah, so these are, what is it? 7 standalones, all focused around this one idea, and I don't know what order I'll release them in, basically. So I've written the first one, but that might not be the first book in the series. I feel like it needs a different book to be first, because that one is so kind of brooding and dark. I don't want to kind of like put people off. So the Sentinels one, I think this is kind of more of a classic military fantasy story. So yeah, it'll probably end up being this, but yeah, we'll see when I end up shuffling the order around once they're done. So until next time, cheerio.